What's up, Elevating Men family? This is AL Johnson back to you with another video. We're back again. We're back again. As you know, we are always live. We are always interactive. And so if you have any questions for our special guest today, drop them in the comment section. We'll be sure to address them. We have with us today the VP of Programs for Reach Healthcare, Miss Carla Gibson. How are you doing today?
Good, good. And that's Reach Healthcare Foundation.
The Reach Healthcare Foundation. So, for those who are unfamiliar with who you are and what you do, can you share with us what your mission is and what you all do for the community?
Yes. So we are a health funder that provides resources to nonprofit organizations in our 6-county service area to carry out healthcare programming. Our mission is to advance health equity through coverage and care for underserved people in our region. And we do that through investing in grant making and initiatives that really are related to achieving equitable health outcomes.
Love it. So, for those of you who have been wondering, maybe you have a nonprofit, you have an organization, you have a mission, and you just possibly need some funding, Reach Healthcare Foundation is an organization that you want to reach out to. In fact, that happened to be one of the sponsors for our upcoming mental health town hall event that you've been hearing about. This is a pivotal event. We want to make sure that you're there. And so if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, you see elevatingmen.org. You can go there, get all of the information that you need. If you want to reserve your seat, you can go to Eventbrite and search Elevating Men Mental Health Town Hall. And so, Ms. Gibson, can you tell us a little bit about your focus on mental health? So you said making sure that you're funding organizations and programs that have a specific focus on health outcomes for Black and Brown communities. How important is that?
Well, mental health is extremely important and has been a part of our investments since our inception 20 plus years ago. We place particular emphasis on whole person care related to Black, Latinx, immigrant, refugee, low income, and rural populations. And as you know, whole person care includes mental health care. And you can't take care of one without taking care of the other. In addition, we have a very strong investment portfolio related to racial equity. And you cannot advance racial equity if you don't look at mental health care for the Black population, particularly interested in addressing generational trauma or trauma related to Black and Brown populations. Because if you don't do that, you got to take care of the mental health to address any other social determinants of health.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, absolutely. That's one thing that we talk about on our show with Elevating Men. We become what we see. And so when we think about our children, the youth in our community, we see the crime and the violence that goes on. Those are mental health issues. A lot of times we often relate mental health to homelessness specifically, or drug abuse and those types of things. But it really affects each and every one of us. And so I like that you brought up that point, because everything starts in the mind. And so when we see, a rundown neighborhood, or we see a lot of the issues that we face in Black and Brown communities, it really does start with mental health. It does.
Particularly trauma, particularly for the Black community. Trauma is a root cause of a lot of the violence and educational issues and all of that. You can really look back to generational trauma as one of the root causes.
Absolutely. So outside of funding initiatives, funding nonprofits, you also help cultivate them by giving them education and free resources. Can you tell us a little bit about the partnership with Black Excellence and just what that looks like?
So we are, in the grand scheme of things, a smaller foundation. We invest about $5 million a year back out into the community, which sounds like a lot, but you spread it over 6 counties, it really goes quick. So we are not about just grant making. We are also about partnership. We're also about uplifting, connecting, building relationships. And one of the things that we have been particularly focused on is improving our investments in our relationships and our investments in the Black community. We kicked off a pilot a few years ago, which we entitled Centering Black Voices. And now the Centering Black Voices body is not just a body of work, it's what we do in our foundation. So we center Black voices in all of in our grant making. To do that, one of the things that we heard was really a need from the community was the ability to have ongoing professional development opportunities. And we have been providing them since the pilot for Black leaders. And one of those opportunities that we have embarked on this year is a partnership with Black Excellence, Inc. to develop a Reach Ascend leadership development cohort. And I had wanted to do a more intensive opportunity other than, sending them to a training, paying for, a workshop. I wanted to do something that was more in depth and more meaningful than just a one-time workshop or, something like that. And so Centering Black Excellence offered that. And it's a 10-week professional development opportunity. And it includes a lot of really valuable things during that 10-week. It's coaching, it's addressing healing and trauma. It's looking at developing plans for your 3 to 5 years. It's looking at financial planning. It's quite a bit. So this is our way of, one, uplifting Black Excellence, Inc. and the work that they do as a Black-led, Black-serving organization, but also being able to provide this to our grantee, our Centering Black Voices grantees, an opportunity to go deeper and have a very valuable experience at our cost. We're covering everything.
That is so important, because money without education and really understanding how to grow your business, how to shape the business, because nonprofits are a business. And without that skill set, you can't be as effective as you could be. And so I love that you guys offer that. We're going to have a really quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back. We're with Carla Gibson from the Reach Healthcare Foundation. But first, we have a word from our mayor, Quentin Lucas.
Hi. I'm Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas, and right now it's more important than ever to come together and support one another as a community and talk about something that affects each and every one of us, mental health. It's why I'm inviting you to join us for a special mental health town hall on September 28th at 10 a.m. at the Mohart Center. There we'll have mental health professionals, advocates, policymakers discussing topics of stigma surrounding mental health, barriers to access, and we'll work to create an actionable plan to address the mental health crisis in Kansas City. Let's break the stigma and build a healthier and stronger Kansas City together.
Hi, my name is A.L. Johnson with Elevating Men. There's a mental health crisis in Kansas City, and on Saturday, September 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Mohart Multipurpose Center, we're going to have a mental health town hall. The goal is for us to bring together mental health advocates, professionals, lawmakers, and the general public to address these issues. We need to see you there. We're back. So, for those of you that are just tuning in, I'm here with Carla Gibson, the VP of Programs at the Reach Healthcare Foundation. If you're just tuning in, you might want to rewind it and catch the whole thing because she gave us some really good information about the foundation and exactly what they do to help Black and Brown communities and nonprofits really address issues. So, one of the things that they do, they're a grant maker. And so, if you have a nonprofit organization or if you're connected to one, there's a cause that you want to support, they actually have funds to help. In addition to that, they do professional development for nonprofit leaders. And so that was kind of where we left off. We do have the event coming up this Saturday, the Mental Health Town Hall. If you want more information, go to elevatingmen.org, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you want tickets, you can go to Eventbrite and search Elevating Men Mental Health Town Hall. And so, Ms. Gibson, again, I thank you so much for sharing about the cohort. Are there any other programs through the Reach Healthcare Foundation that we should be aware of?
So many programs. I think the important thing to know is that we are very interested in supporting Black-led, Black-serving organizations. We have listened to the needs and tailored our grant making and tailored our foundation work around how to be a better partner. And so I think we've come a long way from the traditional grant making that we have done in the past to be more of a listener and a learner and letting community lead. And shifting the power dynamic in terms of funder, grantee. That's really kind of old school. And who we are today is more of the way it should have been all along. And so, you see our name, you see us doing things, but just know that that's all, everything we do is informed by our community. Our community, being our target population, including Black and Brown, folks.
Awesome. And last question. For someone who currently maybe they're just starting their nonprofit, they've got their cause, they've got their 501c3. What are just a couple of tips that you could give them as it relates to applying for grants?
Well, you have to align with any grant maker. So we can't just fund everyone. We are a healthcare funder. We have a board to answer to. So make sure that one of the things is that you're not wasting your time. You actually align with that particular funder. Build a relationship with that funder. Don't just send an email, but really find work with them in terms of maybe it's not just a grant they can give you, but maybe there's also other resources like connections to other people, connections to events like your event. We've helped promote it. We have given our VIP access tickets to our grantees, that kind of thing. So just think of the funder as more of a partner. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need. Don't be afraid to reach out. We're people too. We live in the community. And we need nonprofits to do our job. And so critical that you have that power in terms of that relationship, because we need you to do, we don't go out and do programming like the nonprofit, but we need you to do that. And so I think that mindset, that empowerment that you have there will go a long way.
Thank you. Listen, we're at our time. Ms. Gibson, I appreciate you sharing that information. I hope that it helps someone. For those of you that have a 501c3, you've got your mission, you know the direction that you're headed in, and you just need a little bit of help, consider reaching out to the Reach Healthcare Foundation. We appreciate you for being one of our sponsors for the Mental Health Town Hall. This is going to be an event that really will move the conversation forward as it relates to mental health. And so we really appreciate you guys so much. But for everyone who's watching, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.